So take us to that moment when it actually did go viral, when the Me Too hashtag went viral.
At the time, I was a 44-year-old Black woman from the Bronx, up against, and this seemingly up against the world, up against white women in Hollywood, up against famous people, up against even the virality of the hashtag that didn't start with me. And it just felt like I was gonna lose it, and I would never be able to shape the narrative. And it's just been one big lesson for me for the last 4 years because one, I realized very quickly what's meant for me is meant for me. The other thing I realized is that that hashtag is not my work. So the hashtag happened. People still see hashtag Me Too as something that is very different than the Me Too movement, which is the work that I started. And I will never fully regain that narrative. But that's okay. Because what I try to explain to people is if you can't both call me, Tarana Burke, the leader of the movement, the founder of the movement, and say that you believe in my work, and then talk about white women co opting it and it be because that's what they have is hashtag Me Too. That has nothing to do with what I'm doing. My work is about healing. My work is about action. And my work is about the least of these. It starts with Black and brown folks. It starts with Black and brown girls. It starts with people who are pushed to the margins. And if you believe that, nobody can take that away. Nobody can change that. That is where we stay. That's where we've been. You can look at interviews. You can look at my track record for the last 4 years. I've been on all kind of shows. I done talked about all kind of things, but the work, the core of the work I've done has been consistent. So I don't worry about who co-opted what, who's saying what, because I mean, honestly, think about it. White people have never prioritized our pain, right? They have never decided, well, let's see what's going on, unless it's something that is going to benefit them.
Yeah.
It's going to sell their newspapers. You know what I'm saying? Like they started thinking about Black people, Black women, and sexual violence because they had an R. Kelly story to tell, or a Russell Simmons story, or a Bill Cosby story to tell, right? They can attach it to something. But the fact that, but they don't talk about sexual violence in relation to Black Lives Matter, right? Because that's a different story.
Mhm.
Black women have the second highest rate of sexual violence in this country. We also, and Black people have the highest rate of adverse experiences with the police. So if you're going to talk about Black Lives Matter, why are you not talking about sexual violence? Because you know what the second highest complaint against police is? Sexual violence. So you do all of that math, that means not only are Black women dying at the hands of police, we're also being sexually assaulted at the hands of the police. Look up Daniel Holtzclaw. They don't want to tell that story, right? So it's up to us to tell that story and to do that work.